Alright everyone, I wanted to make a quick video on Harry Maguire. He's in the spotlight a lot this week for leaks, his performance, whether he should be in and out the England squad or playing tonight because he hasn't been playing for Man United. We've got England game later against Italy. First off the bat, do I think he will start? 100%. Southgate has backed him. Yes, he's never let England down, but I do not buy this theory of, but he's played well for England. International football is an awful standard in compared to any domestic league. I mean, I would say half the time you're probably getting harder games in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup than you are in an England shirt. So what I want to do is go through a couple of things. First, I'm going to start off with the year we come second when Maguire had a steady season for us. Under Ollie, we sat back, we counter-attacked. Some people would say we're playing like that at the minute. In certain ways we are, in certain ways we're not. But that's not something for this video. He did all right that year. Was he still good enough in my opinion? No. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he had a decent-ish season that year we come second, without the pressure of fans in the ground and without pressure of living up to coming second. But let's face it, when people say that he's had a great time or he's been solid for England, when it's really mattered, has he performed? We lost the final to Italy. We lost in the semi-final to Croatia. So people can say he's performed in an England shirt. To some extent, they're right. To others, he's still not won anything. And he's not won nothing in his whole career to say that he's the captain of Man United. But so I'm going to go on to his form over the last year, the last season. In my opinion, absolutely atrocious. How he stayed in the league, in the team under Solskjaer baffled me, but he'd spent the money on him. He was his captain. He made his bed with Maguire, so I can understand that. When Ralph Rangnick come in, I honestly thought there was going to be a shift. Whether he was told to steady the ship, leave things as they are, or whether that was his decision to keep Maguire in the squad, I couldn't believe it. Let alone when he kept him captain. Especially after all the things Ralph Rangnick come out and said after that. And I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I was shocked when he was still captaining the team when Rangnick. So when we get to Ten Hag and him backing him as the team captain, I couldn't believe it. I really could not believe that he was still the captain of the team under Ten Hag. And yes, he was given a chance the first two games of the season. Atrocious. Awful. Him and Luke Shaw were diabolical, those first two games of the season. And they carried the form on from the whole season before. You cannot carry on getting spanked like that and stay in the side. And this moves us on to now, and everybody, it's well documented that the 3 games Maguire's played for us this season, we've lost all 3. The games where he hasn't played, we've won them all. And yes, you can focus on Maguire, but there's other circumstances in that, I think. People like Fred and Shaw playing as well. But I think the main characteristic of that has to be Maguire. He's supposed to be the captain, the organiser of the back 4. And we haven't won a game with him in the side. So, to me, I'm afraid he's not good enough to be starting. How he ever played over Varane is absolutely unbelievable in the first place. He's night and day a better player, Varane. Martinez has come in and basically gone, who the hell's Harry Maguire? I'm half the size and twice the player. But what I want to talk about, really, for the next 5 minutes or so is Harry Maguire's attitude. Clearly under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's the leader of that team. He's had his close-knit English set of players. A year or two have come out. he spoke about how he wanted an English set of players around him. Well, guess what, Harry? Who are the players that have failed Man United over the last 2 years? They are the group of English and British players. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Rashford. These are all a list of players there, a core group. Dean Henderson can be involved in that because he does nothing but mouth off either. So those 6 players are clearly a core group that have now been split in this team. And guess what? The results are better. And Maguire, to me, is the leader of that little in-club within that team. I want English players around me. I'm the leader of this club. This is who I want to play. He had his problems in Greece where he's getting in trouble with the police. Be it his fault or not, he shouldn't be getting involved. He was bloody give cup in his ears when he scored against bloody Andorra for England, pretending like he's come back from the dead and he's the world's greatest player. Mate, you're a professional. You're the captain of Man United. You scored against Andorra. It's pathetic. Social media, he can't keep away from it. People nebbing in all the time. I think his sister, always on his social medias defending him. He's had all this crap come out this week about someone close to him leaking all the reasons why he thinks he's been poor over the last season or so. Talking about how the communications got better. Now Martinez can speak to De Gea in Spanish. Are you having a laugh? If this has come from his mouth, that is ridiculous. De Gea has been in this side for 10 years or so. He's won a Premier League. Did he play with Vidic and Rio? And unbelievable if he said that. Honestly, unbelievable. And it goes back to me where he's stereotyping. He wants English players. It's like he wants that England clique all to be at Old Trafford. But guess what? They failed for England and they failed for Man United. And I really do think that Harry Maguire, he's a blame shifter. He does not want to take any responsibility for the loss. If you look at some of his post-match interviews when he's ever done them, he's blaming the forwards for not scoring. He's saying this could have happened, that could have happened. There's never, as he wants, as Man United captain, come out and said that he's had a bad game. It was his fault. He's got to look at himself and what he can do to make that team better. Not once has he done it. Does that show any kind of leadership on that pitch to you? Because it doesn't to me. You have to take responsibility as the captain, especially of a team like Man United. If they're not performing, it is on you to sort out that club and the players and make sure they're performing on the pitch. And you start with yourself. And he isn't good enough to start with himself and let alone sort out the rest of the team. Do I think we should sell Harry Maguire? Well, I guess we can take from this that the answer is yes. One, he's had his chance. He was captain, still is captain. He's lost his place now in the team. He's an £80 million defender who's not lived up to the hype. The fan base does not think he can return and take over one of them spots and recover. The only way he's getting back in that team is through injury. His attitude, the way things are leaked from the club, his leadership skills, the way he acts on social media. There's just no way back for Maguire at Man United. I honestly think if he's an alright defender, personally, if he goes away and he plays for an Everton, a Leicester, a Villa, where they sit back a bit more, soak up the pressure, but to play this counter-attack, this high-press football, he's not the type of defender we need. It's clearly the way Ten Hag wants to play. It's been said a million times, he's not quick enough, he can't read the game quick enough, and we cannot B, have him sat on the bench for the next 3 or 4 years, being the third centre-back. He needs moving on. You can probably get 30 million quid for him from one of the mid-table clubs in the Premier League, and I think that is his standard. I'm not saying he's an absolutely horrendous defender, but he does not suit what we want at the club anymore. The fans or the manager, and like I say, his bridges have been burnt. He is past it now. He's gone. Same as Wan-Bissaka. They're both from a failed past that need to be replaced. So what I want to know is, what do you think about Maguire? Tell me in the comments below. Keep him? Sell him? Do you think he's been scapegoated? But for me, there is no scapegoating going on here. Over the last 3 years, can you please tell me, if you're a Maguire fan, why you would keep him within this squad? Because for me, as I've said, his bridges are burnt. The fans are not with him. The manager's clearly not with him. He needs to be moved on at the first opportunity. So like and favourite the video, and I will see you on the next one.